Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon. We are still inside the moon. Both Miranda and Haschel have finished their little one-on-one deal with the past encounters. And we're now ready to explore the town of Bale 20 years ago as it exists in the moon. Close enough, let's go. So this place, I don't know, like it looks quite a bit different. I don't remember this being a place in Bale. Like I'm guessing this is supposed to be the gates to the castle. Like, but we're on a roof here. I'm really not sure how that works. Are we on top of another building? This architecture seems weird. I've been to Bale. It didn't quite look like this. There you go. Maybe that's a little Lavitz, you think? Could it be? Could be reborn under the new emperor. That's good. Emperor Dole took the throne, and at last we have peace in this country. So yeah, we're bringing back the whole Emperor Dole sub-story. You remember that guy, right? The leader of one of the parts of Serdio that was in the war. Known to be rather cruel and not actually care about his people that much. So, well, I don't know. I guess these guys are sure in for something. Can we go into the castle? Majesty Dole is on an expedition to the home of Gigantos. Oh, well, okay, so it's during that time. It all comes back together. This looks like the only place we can go is this way into this weird hole, so let's jump in. Alright, so more weird moon interiors. Gotta say, I really like the look of this place. They did a good job with it. So let's see where we end up on the other side. Will it be another town? Nope, it's just wherever this place is. So yeah, this doesn't really, I don't know, it's something about the way this art works does not get across that they're floating in the air and the floor is very far away. Because it looks to me like they're just walking on the sort of yellow webby stuff. Like that looks correct to me, but I'm guessing that's actually supposed to be something that's way down. Because, you know, if you sort of look really closely, you can see that that looks like buildings. It looks like Bale is underneath us, so we're like way above it or something. But I don't know, the way the yellow webbing sort of looks, it kind of just looks like they're walking on it to me. Really, anything can happen. I mean, it is the moon after all. So, it kind of all bets are off at this point, I guess. And if I'm not mistaken, I think our movement is limited. Yeah, see, it is limited by these yellow stuff. So it really just looks like a floor to me. That's kind of, I can't wrap my mind around they're supposed to be floating in midair. It just doesn't work for me for whatever reason. I don't know. All right, so we can keep on going here. It looks like we got, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Some kind of weird platform. Something just flew overhead. Michael, huh? I was with him for more than 10,000 years. Ah, it's Rose's dragon, huh? Yeah, we've never actually seen the black dragon, have we? Oh, you're sort of stuck at the top. Okay, well. Yeah, it's even like poking holes in the webbing there. So I don't understand. How are you supposed to be like above ground? It doesn't make sense. So it looks like the party got split up a little bit here. Most of them went to the right here. Everybody except for Dart and Rose, it seems. Not the first time Dart and Rose have struck out on their own, though. So yeah, they'll be fine. So judging by the music and also sort of the looks of this place, it looks like we're somewhere near the home of the Gigantos. Some sort of feeling that exists in our heart and materializes itself. All right, you're a little slow to catch on, Miranda, but you're getting there. Yeah, that's what I said. This is old Holy Land long, long ago, huh? Recognize that voice, right? It's those thieves again. I wonder if it is actually still the Garrick gang, if it's still the same people, or if they just still wore those outfits back then for whatever reason. So yeah, Imperial Sandora, I think it was the name that these guys went by. It looks like there's Dole on his weird horse thing that they just call a horse in this world. Oh look, it's Kid. So, Giganto Child was taken in by Dole after his people were exterminated. This sounds rather familiar, doesn't it? And if you hadn't guessed it, yep, it's little Kongol. It's little baby Kongol. Yeah, you can tell he seems like a nice dude at this point. I'm a human, but before that, I'm a man who wishes the coexistence of all species. And wanting peace and everything. Quite a bit different from the Dole that we encountered back in the day, huh? Kongol's not taking it too well, huh? Okay. By not taking it too well, I mean he's completely losing it. Alright, so now it looks like Albert is going to be temporary party leader, which is kind of neat. We get a party here, which I guess it will matter if we get into a fight. So it's probably worth taking Miranda out and replacing with Meru. Thankfully, we've got most of our party intact, and Albert is actually pretty good. I would probably consider taking him over Dart if given the chance, so maybe this is actually my ideal party. Although, it's not going to matter. I don't think we're going to be in this area long enough to even get into a random encounter. It's pretty quick, and if we do, you know, we just use a Psych Bomb X anyway at this point, so... Strong leaders required to make equal world. Strong leader needs strong power. Yep. And this is just going to be Kongol's thing. We got to wait for him like we did all the other times. All right, check that armor. You remember that armor, right? Kongol wore that once. So this is Indora, which is actually Kongol's brother. We haven't really heard anything about him yet. Brother's the strongest. Kongol admire brother. Brother Kongol's pride. How many 3-word sentences can we say in a row? Indora, you ruined it. You needed one more word. And Kongol makes up for that by adding a word to the first sentence and then saying 2 more 3-word sentences. It's amazing how that works. Again, he adds 1 word to the first sentence and then says a 3-word sentence. I wonder, was that a thing that they thought of while writing? Like, he can't speak more than like 3 or 4 words in a sentence. It doesn't mean anything. That's just a weird little pattern I happened to pick up on. I like it a lot. Anyway, not to detract from the gravity of the situation, but Kongol is now getting into a fight with his brother Indora. I want that weapon. How do I get that? Kongol, can you, like, take his weapon? Because that's way cooler than your axe. He has 2 axes. They're connected by a chain. So this is also partially why I wanted to make sure to get everyone's final edition, just to make sure that this stuff goes a little bit quicker. It's not been powered up at all, so it's still a little bit weak. But, you know, we would be kind of using them all at some point anyway, so. Kongol's fight is also pretty easy. Indora is obviously mostly physical based, and Kongol is very strong against that kind of thing. So he should have no problems here. So we're just gonna keep bone crushing this guy over and over. That's pretty cool. Kongol, can you learn how to do that? I want to do that to other people. If Kongol was this cool, I might actually use him more. So you've pretty much seen just about all this fight has to offer. Indora is actually a little bit faster than Kongol is too, which, you know, is probably to be expected, I guess. But as you can see, we've already gotten about halfway down, so I'd say we're doing pretty well. I was gonna say, it's about time I missed one. And yes, he does do the thing where if you don't finish the addition, he will sort of counterattack you and get a little bit of damage in, though 80 damage is not much to worry about. I'm pretty bad with Kongol's addition for whatever reason. I guess I'm just not used to the timing because I never really do it. Yeah, we're doing okay. Missing one, it's not really that bad. And that's it, nothing special. No real dialogue or anything, you just beat him and off he goes. So we'll get Kongol a little more experience, even though he doesn't really need it. He does get Indora's axe, though unfortunately it is just a single axe and not the cool dual axe with a chain thing. So Kongol is a hero, the strongest hero of Gigantos. Indeed he is. He's also a Dragoon, which just kind of gives him a little bit of an advantage, I guess. Fill desire is the power of destruction. To care for others is the power of truth. You receive the power to overcome Enduro, the strongest power, Kongol. Good job, Kongol. It'd also be cool if he like got his armor or something, like some kind of permanent change would be neat to see from this stuff, you know? It's amazing how we always have perfect timing, like we just know as soon as they're done. And that's what, okay, we can run into the room now. First time for Kongol to praise. Kongol happy. Aw, Kongol. Yeah, if the moon does have some sort of will, like, why is it showing us all this? Is it trying to defeat us, or is it trying to make us stronger, you know? Like, who knows? Yeah, judging by the fact that it's supposed to be the god of destruction, you'd assume it'd be that he's trying to defeat us. But, you know, it turns out everyone is facing their fears and, I guess, coming away better because of it, so. Yeah, I remember this place, right? This little underground area. So I guess, is this supposed to be that temple area? It looks completely different than it did the first time that we came here. Remember, this was where Lynn was held, I think it was. Yeah, we unlocked this. Let's get the treasure inside. I actually didn't know this. Let's see what's in it. Golden Dragon's armor. Okay, so you can. It looks like you could probably pick up the Dragon's armor from all these different places if you find the treasure chests. I've just been too lazy to do it. As you can see, I've already bought it for Kongol. You probably have enough money at this point to be able to just buy it and not worry about finding them, so that's my personal recommendation anyway. Alright, so it's time to head back. Not really too much else we can do around here. There may be another exit from this previous screen. I don't actually remember off the top of my head. Okay, so this actually looks similar, this little three-step approach thing. I guess the place has just been very destroyed when we went to it in the present time and not on the moon. Maybe if we head back? Is there something back here? I got to admit, I haven't actually seen this place in a little while. I'm not super familiar with it. No, okay, I guess there is something up here. We may do editing if I end up running around in circles too much. It may just be that little path that juts off to the left. Yep, here it is over here. It's a little way back down, so not too hard to find. My sense of direction is just not always the best. Alright, so, well, this looks familiar. It looks like we're back in the area. This is where Haschel fought Claire. So I guess we can just head back into town. Dart and Rose are still missing on their own little path. I'm assuming we will switch to them. Well, I say I'm assuming. I know we will switch to them at some point soon. But for now, for these guys, best bet is probably just to head back to the inn and wait for us to regroup. You guys have anything different to say? I'm Albert now. I'm somebody different. Oh. Do we even need them? Can we just... Albert, you can take care of it, right? Let's just go. Alright, so back to the inn, and I believe the guys should decide to wait here. Couldn't find Dart anyway. I mean, we didn't really look, but maybe it's better to wait for them somewhere rather than just blindly look around. You know, otherwise you risk kind of running around in circles from each other, and you think you can't find them, but you're actually just like right on the other side. Right, so they wisely decide to wait in the end. That seems like as good a place as any to wait up. And now we're going to switch over to our other two party members, Dart and Rose, who have been separated from the group. This music is reminiscent of the place, the Mountain Immortal Dragon, I think. That, I don't know, that seems a little bit far-fetched. Also, that thing is moving. That's a little creepy. We'll find out soon. All we can do is head forward, pretty much. Yeah, so Rose trusts everybody too. Of course, she finally gets development. That's kind of one of the big things. Like early on in the game, Rose is just sort of deliberately. Oh yeah, she's also behind me now and not in me. That's interesting. You know, Rose is sort of this cryptic, like, I don't want to trust anybody type character that gets a little old and kind of one-dimensional, but really starts gaining, you know, some character once you learn more about her backstory and she comes to trust everybody. And Rose is really a neat character, actually, once you sort of know everything about her, you know. These guys are pseudo-dragons, these little baby dragons here. So it looks like we are pretty far back in the past, I'd imagine. If this is when Rose was kind of first meeting the dragons, that would be quite a long time ago. Some treasure chests around, probably nothing too super important. Way down there. I don't remember. I think it's up this way that we need to go. I'm not really going to worry too much about going off on all these side paths, getting all these chests and whatnot. I kind of just like to move things forward. Yep, here we go. This might be it. Yep, this is where she met Michael, her dragon, for the first time. Black Burst Dragon, Michael. So, of course, we're reminiscing back to the first time that Rose and Zeeg came here to get him the first time. Not sure who named all the other dragons, but, you know, Michael is an alright name, I guess. It means something personal to you. And you probably guessed it, we're gonna get into a fight with Rose's dragon, Michael. So this one, if I remember, can actually take a while. It's a little bit slow. You know, they changed things up a bit because there are two party members now instead of just one, so they can give Michael, you know, more health and have him do a little more damage and all that stuff. So as a result, I think it ends up taking quite a bit longer. There's also quite a lot of dialogue, if I'm not mistaken, that takes a little while in between. So we may be here for a little bit. I don't remember him being particularly challenging or anything. But, you know, this is just one of those battles that might take a little while to actually get what it needs to do. Oh yeah, that's right. We sit here and do 0 damage with everything. That's sort of the whole idea. It's based on, you do actually have to attack in order to advance the plot, basically. I guess it counts the number of times you attack or whatever. So, you know, you'd think, like, you'd be smart, like, well, I'm not doing any damage, let's just sit here and guard. But if you do that, you'll never actually advance the story. So, because, you know, Dart would be doing a ton of damage, that would let us speed it up. But instead, since we're doing 0, that doesn't actually matter. So, yeah, this is a pretty neat attack. Rose is pretty much immune to just about everything he does. as long as it's not a physical attack, because she has the Black Dragoon armor, which lets her be immune to all darkness attacks. I guess we'll just continue these additions. I would say we could just attack and not worry about the additions, but I like to do it with Dart at least so we get the addition experience. And with Rose, I don't know, I like doing them because it feels bad not doing them. And we don't see Rose very often at all, so, you know, let's watch her attacks. Yeah, dude's pretty tough, you know, as evidenced by the fact that we are dealing 0 damage to him with everything. And no, transforming into a Dragoon, doing magic, none of that stuff would actually affect him in any way. So we just have to sit here and keep attacking.
Blazing Dynamo!
Die. Demon's dance.
I kind of like Rose's attack. It's interesting. You know, it is good that you kind of get to see these characters because you probably have just found your team, and that's the team you're using at this point in the game. And, you know, all the characters that you don't use, you wouldn't see them again unless they gave you this opportunity to sort of use them in these story battles. So Dart is just steadily taking damage here. We may heal him at some point if we need to, but we're still good for now.
Demon's dance.
Most of Rose's additions don't really have too many hits either. I think that one's like super, like way longer than the one before it. Darkness Dragon is the strongest dragon of all. Apparently even stronger than the Divine Dragon, which makes no sense. Having the best attack and defense along with having the best agility. Yeah, so we just keep going. Like I said, you can't really do anything else until it decides it's time to let you choose.
Blazing Dynamo!
Die. Demon's dance.
So Dart is probably getting close to halfway. Actually, not really. He's still got quite a bit left. I guess a pretty decent way to get free addition experience with him, though, in a battle with basically no stakes.
Die. Demon's dance.
So physical attacks are really your best bet. You know, that's the way you're going to do the most damage. The only way you can deal damage to Rose.
Blazing Dynamo!
Die. Demon's dance.
Michael's shell is special armor for the Darkness Dragon and repels any attack by the enemy. That seems a little too strong to me. Can we get this guy on our side? Alright, so is this the point? There's a choice we get to make. There's only one blind spot. Okay, I guess it's the next one. We'll have a dialogue choice, and then after that we have to do one specific action, and then I think that will end it.
Blazing Dynamo!
There you go. You finally figured out how to hurt Rose, huh?
Die.
Oh yeah, I mentioned like Dragoon form and magic wouldn't do anything to him. I forgot you can't actually transform into a Dragoon here. It's canceled out for whatever reason. I'm really not sure why.
Blazing Dynamo!
Demons dance.
Blazing Dynamo!
Alright, so this is the choice. It's pretty obvious. I don't know why Rose is hesitating so much. Tell him the blind spot. So after he shoots the black laser, his defense falls a second, showing his heart, and that's his only weak spot. Wrong kind of weak there, but okay, thanks for the info. So basically now, at this point, we have the capacity to defeat him, but we have to wait for him to do his big, the charge up laser attack or whatever that he does when he flies up into the air. So then once he does that, we will be able to target his core, and at that point we will be able to finally defeat him and finish this rather gruelingly long battle. And now I think it's the point where we can just sit here and guard, waiting for him to do that attack. Unfortunately, it is not also scripted that he then does that attack. So if he decides to just sit here and attack you physically forever, there's not a lot you can do other than just sit here and bide your time. Alright, so this is the attack we were talking about. Missed on both of us, actually. Rose doesn't even have a legend cast. So now whenever we go to attack, we can have an alternate target, Michael Core. And if you were wondering, no, you could not do this before. This target is only available after Rose tells you the weak point.
Die. Demons dance.
So that'll actually let us do some damage. And we can keep attacking with Dart here. Now he can finally shine.
Go! Go! Blazing Dynamo!
And he doesn't have much health, so it goes pretty quickly once you figure it out. Thankfully, they didn't make you do it twice or anything. And that is a 12,000 experience in order to get each person 6,000. Nice that they were thinking of that. And Dart's leveled up. You also notice that Dart is actually, he's the only one in the party, I believe, to have surpassed 100,000 experience points throughout the entire game. Doesn't sound like much. A lot of games would reward you a lot more than that, but that's just the way it works. And, even at this point in this game, Dart is only level 40. So, I don't know how high you could theoretically get, but I imagine it would take a long time. What's in the past is in the past. What's done is done. It reminded me of what's important. Got something to take care of now. We gotta look for the others, then we can head to the core. So at this point, we should be able to head back, and then a different path will be open to us. Somewhere. I think we need to... It might be heading along this way. I'm not sure. There were a couple... There was a little fork before that I didn't take. But I think that just leads to the treasure chest. This is probably the way. Well, this is interesting. New enemy that we haven't seen before. We're going to take it out pretty quickly with a Psych Bomb X here. It looks like Rose gets to use it for once. It's the only time she'll be doing that. And that didn't even kill it. Oh man, it survived a Psych Bomb. Maybe if it was by Meru, he wouldn't have survived it. Let's see. Oh wow, he's only half dead too. See how much Dart does with this. Not that much. This thing is actually a little bit resilient, believe it or not. Oh, I thought I was going to turn around and run. That would have been funny.
Die. Demon stance.
Rose, you're not very good, are you? That didn't deal a lot of damage.
Yes. Tess. Go. Tess. Tess. Go.
And down goes the Triceratops. So, just to top it all off, let's fight a dinosaur while we're at it. Why not? Alright, so let's keep going. Like I said, I think this is the correct way. But, if it's not like there's not that many other ways to go. This might actually... It looks like it's just leading us to a chest. So, well, that's a little bit unfortunate. But, oh, at least that's how you get to it. So, if you were wondering. So I guess that other path is, in fact, going to be the way out. Done this way. And back in the internal side of the mountain here. A little bit of a fork. Not entirely sure which way to go, but I guess we'll figure it out. It may actually tell us which way to go. I'm not sure. I guess not. We'll try going down first. That seems like it'd be the right way. Yep, that music sounds correct. Hey, here we are. You look alright, I guess. I don't know. I've seen more handsome people in my life, but... So we sit around and tell our stories for a little bit. We're awfully nonchalant when the god of destruction is about to be born, but I guess that's how it is. We have seen some pretty weird stuff, so I guess I'd want to tell people too. It wasn't the cruel uncle we've known. The worst uncle, the cruel uncle. Yeah, so something had to have happened at some point. If I think I remember, whenever we were back in that first chapter, it was whenever Lloyd came along and started, putting ideas in his head that he wanted all the power. Maybe that was sort of the deciding factor. Who knows? All right, so now we're all back together. We should get to reform our party. I'm also going to stay a night at the inn, assuming we didn't all get healed, because a few of us are missing health. Let me just check real quick. Yep, Dart is still hurting, so let's go ahead and stay one night at the Moon Hotel. How do you really define day and night on the moon, anyway? Is there such a thing? Alright, so save point here, and we are going to leave it right here. Actually, right where we began the episode, so it's nice that it comes full circle like that. So now that we're all reunited, we can continue forward on the moon, which we will do next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then.